Welcome to Commandment Keepers. We're gonna give you people time, Dave and Jane and Heather and anybody else in the white world that I know. We're gonna give you time. We're gonna be in Revelation chapter 4 and 5. Revelation 4 and 5. So get your places set, get ready. We're gonna get started. I'm gonna give you a few seconds. Anybody got anything they want to add while we're discussing? Taylor,
Yes,
you got.
I'm glad Yahuwah took the sickness from me.
Amen, brother. Always. Taylor, when you doing your studies this week, did you get some good information from the rest of the word other than what's already been marked at the bottom here?
Yeah,
What you got?
a good bit.
Yeah.
I looked up
We're-
what shofar meant.
Yeah, a trumpet, a horn.
It's a ram's horn
Yep.
blown as a battle signal.
All right, we're going to be in Revelation chapter 4 and chapter 5 today. We're going to do it. It shouldn't take real long today because Revelation 4 and 5 is not real long. That's why I want to knock them out two at a time. Yeah, and I want, man, what's amazing about Revelation 4 and 5? It's amazing because guess where all this come from?
Oh,
Man,
Exodus.
yes. Man, it's all throughout. All right. This is what from chapter 4 and 5. John is describing. He's describing heaven. He's describing the menorah. He's describing the throne. And remember, when you are reading the word of the Father, Yahuwah, you have to understand that they use idioms. And I've said this a million times if I said it once. Idiom is another way to say something, with different, using other words than what you would think. Like if I said, how are you? I can say, how are you? 100 different, what's up? How's it going? You know, different things. You understand what I'm saying. That's what he's saying here in describing the throne room and the like the sea of glass that he talks about. I just was thinking it was like glass, but there's different descriptions that it is. It can be the water, because remember, water flows from his throne.
Yeah.
It looked like a sea of, can you imagine? And the
Or it
fire.
could be the firmament.
It could, yeah, because he sits at the top. He says he sits. And remember, he says it's the footstool as well. We're his footstool.
Right.
The earth is, rather, not we, but
His throne is right.
you know, I've said and looked at an ant farm. You remember those ant farms? You can see how they build. I think about him looking at us like an ant farm.
Yeah.
Like, man, come on, Sky. What are you doing, guy? Get with it. You know, you're not pulling your weight, man. But anyways, thank you, Robin. And Patty, what did you come up with this week? Yeah, you said you took notes. I want to hear what you got.
Oh, I just I read about the 24 elders and the 7 lamps
What do you think they are? What does that mean? I mean, do you
and
have
the 4
any?
creatures
And the what?
and the 4 creatures.
The creatures? Did you break it down and study like what the menorah is and
No,
who's
I'm
in the
waiting for
midst
you to
of
do
it?
that.
What's that?
I'm waiting for you to do
Oh.
that.
Do what, Dallas?
The 7 lamps of the 7 spirits.
Yeah,
of Yahuwah.
and the 7 spirits. Yeah. See, I mean, once you start seeing it and it starts coming together, the rest of the word, it just makes it so much easier. Especially if you'll go back after we do chapters 4 and 5 today. Anybody, if you'll go back to where it came from. Now, look, I'm not saying John didn't have this revelation. He did. He had this revelation, but this revelation is not for the church. I'm telling you, your church, your Sun God Day worship team or whatever is going to tell you this. Oh, we're not here after this. No, you're here after chapter 3 and 4. Oh, we're not. We're gone. The church is out of here. No, you're not. He's telling you what's going to happen. This is for his people and his chosen people, his elect. It's not for the rest of the world. So if you're in this Sun God Day church worship crap, this is not for you because you're not going to understand it. You're going to keep going back to Revelation number 3, and you're going to say, he's not going to hold us from the hour. He's going to hide us from the hour of temptation. He's going to take us. We won't be here. That don't mean you're not going to be here, guy. Come on, guy. Hello. It doesn't mean you're gonna be here. You know, I'm gonna get my Joe Pesci going. Okay? What's up, guy? No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean you're not gonna be here. You're gonna be here. Believe that. If you don't believe it, I can't help that. But I'm here to tell you the truth. Remember, one of my verses that's become one of my favorites now is Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. Therefore, I am now your enemy because I tell you the truth. You're gonna see. That's what you're gonna do. They're gonna ridicule us, guys, and the Bible's clear about it. So, all right, we got people here. We're in Revelation chapter 4 and 5. They're short. I want you guys to get your pens. And everybody, I want everybody that's here to join in the conversation, but I'm going to read. If you need me to stop, just say, hey, I got a point to make here, let me know, because I want to hear it. I want this to be an open discussion, guys, because it's for every one of us. If you're his set apart ones, it's for us. I want us to know it. Remember, iron sharpens iron. We're going to start in chapter 4. After this, I looked, and behold, a gate was opening in the heavens. Does that not sound like the scroll that's going to split across the open that he talks about in Matthew, Mark, and Luke? That's exactly what that sounds like right there. He says, and the first voice which I heard was that word of a shofar. Taylor, what's a shofar?
It's a ram's horn blown as a battle signal.
So it's a trumpet.
Yeah.
Wow. Imagine that. Remember, idioms, shofar, a ram's horn, a trumpet, they all make noise. There you go, an idiom, perfect example. An allegory, you can paint a picture using these words. Okay, now let's keep on going. And it says, and the shofar talking with me, which said, come up hither, and I will show you things which must be hereafter. See right here, this is in chapter 4, guys. What did I just say? Read that again, Dallas. What did I say?
Come up here, and I will show you what must take place after these things.
Show you what must
So it's already been written down.
take place. See, it hasn't happened, guys. The church is still here. Is it not rocket science? This ain't rocket science.
No.
Remember, he says, I'm not the author of confusion. He says he'll give people that want to know the wisdom. He'll give you meat in due season. All right, let's keep going. And he says, and immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat upon the throne, and he that sat was to look upon as like a jasper and a sardis stone, and there was a rainbow. See, there's the Father's rainbow. That's the only rainbow. It's disgusting what you've done with the other world. It's disgusting. It makes me sick, and I don't care what you think about that. I'm for the Father. I stand for His word, not this world, this cesspool. It's a cesspool out there. And that's as nice as I can be about it, Dave. I love Dave, man. That's my boy. That's my boy. And I love Jane too. And Heather, I love you too. All right. And it says, and there was a rainbow around about the throne, in sight like an emerald. All right, where can we find that emerald? Let's go over here and look. Let's go to Ezekiel 1:26, verse 126. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys where you can find all this stuff at. You can find, we're going to go, let me get back up here and find my first one, 95. All right, that's from last week's testament, last week's service. So you already know to go there. So he talks about in the 7 branch candlesticks, the spirits, we just did that. Let's go over to Exodus. You can look at Exodus. I want you guys to pull up Exodus chapter 19, verse 16, and see what he says there. Now, from chapter, this whole first chapter, you can find pretty much in Enoch. What we're going to go through, I'll get to it. I'm getting ahead of myself, guys. All right. But you're going to be able to find that. You're going to be able to look in Ezekiel 1:26 through 28, what I just read. It's there. Now, and it says, and around about the throne there were 24 seats, and upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting, clothed in white raiment, and they had on their heads crowns of gold. What does a crown represent? What's he going to give you? What does he tell us not to? He says, don't lose your what?
crown.
He says, don't lose your crown. If you don't have a crown, what's that mean? That's life. That represents life.
Oh.
So if you lose your crown, does that sound like you can be blotted out?
Yeah.
I mean, and last week, did we not just tell you about him being blotted out, guys? Yes, we can be blotted out. He says you can be blotted out. Whether you believe me or not, that's okay. And Galatians 4:16. What? Therefore I tell you the truth. I'm your enemy that I tell you the truth now? I'm telling you the truth, what he says. Look, guys, it's not rocket science. I want you guys to pick it up. Everybody out there that's listening, pick it up what I'm laying down. I pray that you guys are. And it says, and out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices, and there were 7 menorahs. Now listen there. Bless you. We can go right over there to Isaiah. Let me make sure. Is that Isaiah 19, verse 16?
Oh, we skipped over something I wanted to talk about.
What did we skip over? Go
The
ahead.
24 elders.
What about? Go ahead.
Who are the 24 elders?
Tell me.
You got 12 tribes of Israel. You also have the prophets with them as well. Well, not the prophets, the
Disciples.
no, apostles. The 12 apostles with the 12 tribes.
So you think that's what they are? They could be. I haven't found any place yet.
The 12 sons of Israel.
It could be a
That's
number
where
of
the
things.
tribes came from.
That's
It
why I
has
was
to be
saying.
12 and 12.
You know, earlier
12
before we
apostles,
got on
12 tribes of
camera,
Israel.
I was telling y'all that, you know, it's been like everybody's had a spirit. I've had it where I should have already studied this, but I haven't, and that's my fault.
You're here
Because,
now, man.
but yeah, and we're going to take care of it, and we're going to come back. We'll circle back around to that. I'm trying to give you my main focus for this lesson really is to help us understand where it's coming from. But we do need to find out who the 24 elders are. We
You want to
got
know
to
the
know.
problem with when you base your schedule around scripture like the mega churches? On Sunday, February 12th, we're going to be studying in Ezekiel. You know
Yeah.
the problem with that?
Yeah.
Is you're not letting the Father guide your study.
That's right.
You know?
Come on.
Hey,
boy.
get it, boy.
Right.
That's a
Come on.
mic drop.
Yes.
That's a mic drop right
I
there.
like that.
I did. That was good. I'm gonna have to. You mind if I put that in my arsenal?
No.
Yes.
Get
And
some
see, but
residuals every time that's used.
and look, we did do the menorahs.
I just Google it.
Go
I know-
ahead. What
I
you
know-
got, Patty?
I know that Google,
It's okay.
Google's
read
not
it.
everything, but it
I know,
says,
It gives you insight.
it says exactly what you said, the 12 tribes of
Yeah.
Israel and the 12 apostles.
See there?
Did you read that before you got here?
But
Yeah,
but hey, hold on. We gotta. Now that's good. But here's what we gotta do. We gotta look at the source.
Right.
Because
I
it could
know,
be
that's what I
it
said.
could be a crazy glue sniffing freak. That's
Right,
but you know, but it could be somebody that's
Midnight
telling the
freak.
truth. So that's why we say we'll unpack that later. All right, so let's
But
get
that's
back
good,
over.
though.
But verse number 5, you can find all. Guys, I want you to look at Ezekiel chapter 1, 26 through 28. Man, if that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what will. And Enoch 61:13 and 71:9.
Are you talking about for 4 and 5?
For 2 and 3, I think.
For what?
And
No, I'm
No,
talking about
yeah.
verse 4.
No, this whole chapter that we're reading, he's describing the throne room, and we're.
Well, see,
and-
mine's Ezekiel 1,
Oh.
1 through 28.
I'm not done.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I'm
yeah,
just saying.
okay.
That's why I'm
Hold your
asking.
road. I'm just, these are highlighted inside there, but if you want to read the whole chapter of Ezekiel, I suggest you do it. Chapter 1, man, it's mind blowing. He's telling, Ezekiel prophesied this, what we're reading right now, before John did. So you telling me that the Father can't skip generations to John from Ezekiel and put this on John? Remember, John was the one he loved. He put it on John to have this revelation on the Isle of Patmos for the end time. This is for the church, the true set apart people, not the world, not your Sunday church. It's not for you. Believe me when I
Unless
tell
you
you
come
this.
out of it.
You've got to come out. Remember, I've said this, if I've said it 100 times, I beat it into the ground. I have pounded it into the ground. I've done it for months and probably over a year now. Remember, 1 John chapter 2, verse 3 through 4. How do we know that we know him?
If we keep
If
his
we keep
commandments.
his commandments, you know that you know him. It's not rocket science.
Yeah,
That's how
right.
you know you are set apart, and this is for you. This is for his elect. So that's why I'm here to tell you guys to study this. And you don't have, I don't want you to believe me. I want you to get in here and see what I'm telling you if it's not true. It's word for word what comes out of here. I'm afraid of the Father. Yahuwah, man, I am afraid of him. I'm going to be held accountable if I tell you something that's not so. I'm going to be held accountable. I don't want anybody's blood on my hand. But if I am telling you the truth, it's up to you then. Your blood's no longer here. It's on you. So consider yourself warned. But anyways, here we go. Remember, Ezekiel, you can read that in Ezekiel. I've highlighted Isaiah 6:2 for verse number 7 in chapter 4. It's amazing.
Isaiah 6:1-13.
Yeah, Ezekiel, remember, over here for verse number 5, and out of the throne proceeded lightnings, right there, this verse here. Revelation 4, verse number 5, read the entire chapter of Ezekiel, well, actually, Ezekiel 11, verses 1-25. It's
Yep.
all there. It's all there. And then you can go to Isaiah and read chapter 1, I believe it is, verse 13. Is that right? No, that's chapter 6.
Verse 1-13.
Yeah, chapter 6 in Isaiah, verses 1-13. It's the same for, it's right there in chapter 5 and 6 right here, guys. It's amazing that if you'll study, remember, he'll start giving you, good morning, guys. He'll give you the meat in due season once you start studying. The more you study, the more time that we can carve out, right, guys? The more that we can carve out for him, he'll see that you're being responsible, and he'll give you more. He will give you more. He'll give you that meat that he promises. But let's keep on digging. Let's go. And he says, and out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices, and there were 7 menorahs of fire. Y'all look up what that stands for, guys. We'll circle back around that in another lesson. And burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of Elohim. And before the throne there was a sea of glass like crystal, and in the midst of the throne and around about the throne were 4 living creatures full of eyes before and behind. That's what I'm telling you. Read Ezekiel.
It's the wheel
This is
within
exactly
the
the
wheel.
wheel. Yes, that's exactly right. It's the wheel within the wheel.
They're
Read
called
Ezekiel 1.
Ophan.
Yes, read it. Read.
And it's plural, which means wheel.
Yes, wheels. And around about the throne were 4 living creatures full of eyes before and behind. And
I was looking up, their true purpose.
Yeah.
And my Bible says something different, and I was looking it up, and it says a lot of people believe that in my Bible they're like cherubims.
Yeah.
What they're called.
Mhm.
They're like protectors of the throne, but people also believe that they are to represent Yahuwah's attributes of omnipresence and never ending. Like they're always there.
And it's cherubim guard the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't
There's
be,
cherubim, seraphim,
And they all have faces of animals.
they do,
different
boy.
faces.
Yeah. 4
That's
faces.
gotta mean
Have y'all
something.
looked up,
Of course.
have y'all seen
Maybe it
on
was the 4
TikTok
animals
what
over here.
people have made pictures of what it looks like?
Yeah, I've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
those.
yeah.
Yeah, but you
And
know
how
what?
about scary, don't they?
I
We
know
won't
that
know
no-
until we see
I was gonna
one,
say,
yeah.
I know that nobody knows what it looks like,
And they said they have full of eyes before and behind. Like,
but what,
yeah.
I think that we're not able to see them exactly how they are supposed to be seen
Of course
because
not.
of this realm.
Yeah, but there's coming a day
Oh,
we're
I
gonna
know.
see.
There's-
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's coming.
But
I think they look different in heaven is
Well,
what I'm
there's
saying.
things we're not gonna know either until we get there.
yeah.
Right.
Point blank period.
But it is kind of interesting to see what people have predicted that they
Oh,
look
yeah.
like.
Hey, I want you guys to that's listening and here to write down Isaiah 6 verse 2. This next verse goes right along with that, and Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 10. I've already told y'all Ezekiel the chapter 1,
That what chapter? What verse?
I wrote that down
Ezekiel
too.
1 and 10.
1,
Yeah,
5 through 10, yeah.
he says, and then I want you to write down Isaiah 40:31. As a matter of fact, I want somebody to pull up Isaiah
I got it
40,
right here.
31.
I flipped it, Isaiah.
And we're going to read it in just a second. And this is
41.
verse 7. And the first living creature was like a lion, and the second living creature was like a calf, and the third living creature had a face as a man, and the fourth living creature was like a flying eagle. All right, somebody tell me what Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 10 says. Somebody find out. But if whoever's got, if you got Isaiah, read
I
Isaiah
got
first.
Isaiah
Go ahead and read.
40 and 31.
Yeah, read it out loud. 40 verse 31.
But they that wait upon Yahuwah shall renew their strength.
Shall renew
They
their
shall
strength.
mount up with wings
You
as
got Ezekiel
eagles.
1.
That's right. They shall mount up.
run and not be weary, and
They shall walk and not faint.
But guess what? The ones, those verses before that verse, he's telling you the ones that's not going to make it. If you read the verses above verse 31, 30, 32, read verse 29 and 30. The strong's going to fall. See, the Lord, Yahuwah knows what he's doing.
Of course.
He knows what he's doing. He's got a plan for his elected ones. All right, go ahead with that Ezekiel 1 verse 10.
So 110, regarding the form and appearance of their faces, they had the face of a man, and
Had the
each
face of a
had
man.
the face of a lion on the right side, and the face of an ox on the left side. All four also had the face of an eagle at the back of their heads.
Look it up.
See, there must be a purpose for an
I'll do it, I'll
eagle.
do it.
So we're going to circle back to that. See, right now, guys, I'm laying out to you where you can find all this in the Word. That's what we're doing right now, and we're trying to explain parts of it as we go. But you know, like the menorah, what it's for, the 24 elders, we're going to go back and come. We'll have another lesson on that. So what does Isaiah 6 and 2 say, Robin?
It says, above it stood the seraphim. Each one had 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he did fly.
All right, now listen to this where that one comes in again. Listen, verse number 8. It says, and the 4 living creatures had each of them 6 wings about him, and they were full of eyes within, and they rest not day and night, saying, holy, holy, holy. Now, Isaiah already, he had
did.
Isaiah knew it.
3 said, and one cried to another and said, holy,
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 holy.
holy is
That's
Yahuwah
right.
Tezvath.
That's
The whole earth is full of his glory.
the whole earth. That's Isaiah
Yes.
chapter 6, verse 2
Yeah.
and 3.
I knew it too.
See,
but I
just
didn't-
do that digging, guys, and you'll see. He says to study to show thyself approved. And then he goes on and says, Yahuwah Elohim Sesva, which was and is to come. And when those living creatures give glory and honor and thanks to him that sat on the throne, who lives forever and ever, the 24 elders fall down before him and sat on the throne. Did you see that? The 24 elders fall down. That hasn't happened yet. It would have said he fell.
Yeah.
They will fall down before the Father and worship him that lives forever and ever, and cast their crowns before the throne, saying, you are worthy, O Yahuwah Eloheinu, to receive glory and honor and power, for you have created all things, and for your pleasure they were created. So how about John says, in the beginning? See, John, in the beginning, he was there, and he created everything that was created was by him. It tells you, it's all through the Word.
That
So-
Eloheinu, I looked it up.
Yeah.
You know how we say that God is a title. That is one of his titles. It means our God.
Our
and
God.
it's capital G.
See, the
God.
ones who were set apart.
Right.
See, iron sharpening iron. Yes. Now let's go on to chapter 5, and let's see what this says over here. He says, and I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a scepter, a book, written within and on the backside, sealed with 7 seals.
I tried to look up that seals and I couldn't find anything that was related to that. Did any of y'all? Did you?
And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the scepter and to loosen the seals thereof? And no man in heaven nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look upon them or to scroll, but it's a book. A sefer is a book. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and to read the sefer, the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders said to me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has prevailed to open the sefer, the book, and to loosen the seven seals thereof. Now, I want one person to look up 2 Chronicles 16 and 9. Go ahead and find it. We're going to read these. Somebody look up Isaiah 53 verse 7. And then somebody look up Zechariah chapter 4 verse 10. While y'all looking up, whoever's got what? Who's got what?
2 Chronicles I got.
Okay.
Isaiah 53:7.
Yeah, and then Zechariah 4 and 10. Now I'm going to go ahead and read chapter 6.
Never been Isaiah as much as I have.
I love Isaiah, buddy. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the four living creatures, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb, as it had been slain. Hey, I want you to look up Peter. I think I forgot to write it down. 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 23 and 24. And it says, it stood a lamb as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 ruach of Elohim, the 7 spirits, set forth into all the earth. Now let's go and read that. What's it say? Go ahead. Yeah, do 2 Chronicles first.
2 Chronicles 9.
Read it out. Which one you doing? 2 Chronicles 16?
16:9.
Right, read it loud.
For the eyes of Yahuwah run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong on the behalf of them whose heart is perfect towards him.
That's there, and set forth on the earth. That's for him. All right, go to the next one. Isaiah 53:7.
Isaiah 53:7. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. Like a lamb that is led to the slaughter, and like a sheep that is silent before her shearers, so he did not open his mouth.
That's Yahusha.
Yep.
Now read 2 Peter.
What verse?
1 Peter.
1 Peter 2,
Yep.
23 and 24. Yeah, read that and listen to it. And listen to what we just said. And remember what we just said in verse 6 here. Go ahead.
who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth, who when he was revealed not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judges righteously.
Wow.
Ooh. Did John not get that? Did Isaiah not get that? Did John not get that? Did Chronicles, I can't remember who wrote Chronicles, or Moses, did he not get it? They got it. He's talking about the lamb right there in number 6. How about that? Revelation chapter 5 verse 6
what is that?
is found
1
through
Peter 2,
1 Peter.
23 and 24.
Now read Zechariah 4 and 10. Now listen to this one. We're gonna back it right up. We're gonna punch that right on home. Taylor got it. Let her write. Let her write.
Slow down.
She said, "Whoa, your roll. Slow your roll."
Yeah, Zechariah 4.
Yeah,
and
read it
10.
loud. Read it loud.
For who is despised the day of small things?
Woo.
For they shall rejoice and shall see the plummet in the hand of Zerubbabel.
Zerubbabel. Yep.
Though with those 7 are the eyes of Yahuwah, which run to and fro through the whole earth.
Man.
How many times?
Man. How many times have we got to... Guys, do y'all not see the pattern here?
Yeah.
It is amazing. It is amazing. There is a pattern. You tell me that that Yahuwah is not intricate with his writing. How these things look. A
So
year
the
ago,
revelation has been to all of those prophets
Yes.
throughout
Yes.
history. That's the revelation.
here Isaiah said it. Here a little,
Bam.
here a little,
Wow.
there a little, line upon line, precept upon precept. They get it. They got it. I'm starting to get it.
Yes.
Man, it is coming together. He is good. It is amazing how this lines up. It's beautiful. If you don't know
You
that
don't
you
know
know
him.
him, you're not gonna know this. You're not gonna
Yeah.
know it. It's
You gotta have
imperative.
that spirit of truth.
You got to have that spirit. He says, if you say you love him and keep not his commandments, you are a liar. See, I sound like a broke record. My son used to tell me, Dad, you sound like a broke record. But guess what? I'm going to keep.
Well, I get.
I'm going
okay.
to tell him because I love
Well,
him.
then Yahuwah was a broke record because
Yes,
he
he
gave
said
it
the same
to
thing.
all these.
Everybody.
Yes.
All right, listen to this now. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. Who did? Who come and took?
Yahusha.
Okay, who sits on the throne?
Yahuwah.
Who's the only perfect one that was found in heaven, under
Yahusha.
earth? Who?
I got a lot of verses for that one.
Go ahead, let's hear them.
Alright.
Say them loud so the people can write them down.
Romans 8:34.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Go ahead, say it. Talk to them.
Turn it over to her a little bit more. Here you go.
Hebrews 1 and 3.
Now, what are we lining this up to, Taylor? Which verse?
7.
Verse number 7?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also Hebrews 12 verse 2. And then 1 Peter again, 3:22.
Y'all write this down, guys. If you're listening and watching, write it down so you'll know it.
And Acts 7:55 through 56.
Acts 7,
55, 56.
56. Okay, is that it?
That's the verse 7 where
Okay.
it talks about
All right, guys. Y'all got that? I hope y'all got
Scroll.
that. Taylor did an
5 and 7.
awesome job. All right, now we're going to keep on digging. I want you guys to write down Psalms 141, verse 2. David wrote that. Somebody go find it, and I want to read it to me. Tiffany, you want to find out and read it?
Say it
Good luck
again.
me finding it.
Psalms 141, verse
It's gonna take me
2.
like 5 minutes to find it. Psalms what?
141, verse 2.
One.
If you don't, hey, you want to read it?
I'll find it for her.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all. I don't have.
We're going to go on to verse number 8. And when he had taken the Sefer,
I'm over here trying.
when he had taken the Sefer, the 4 living creatures and the 24 elders fell down. See, they fell down then. They fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them Kithara.
That's what he meant.
Y'all know what that means?
Where
Psalm
is it?
141 verse 2.
Yeah, Psalms 141,
Yeah,
verse
got
2.
it.
What voice are you reading? I mean, verse.
Verse number 1505. Let me find 1505. Oh,
I see
guitars
where
and
you are.
harps. That's what that means. They were playing harps. I should remember that. And one of them having, so you got the one that they fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them a guitar, a harp or a guitar.
Well, think about it.
Yeah,
Guitar.
yeah. And golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the Kodeshim.
Set
And
apart ones.
the set apart ones. And they sung a new song. The new song is found over there in Exodus. I think it's Deuteronomy 32. The new song that's going to be sang. And see, it's over 600 verses. Go ahead with Psalms.
Did you say 141 too?
Yep.
Oh, got
She's
it, got it.
got, well, I got it pulled up for her.
No, it's okay. He's got it. He's already got it. So.
Let my prayer be counted as incense before you, the lifting up of my hands as the evening offering.
See there? Now let's break that down.
Oh, that's the odor
That's the ode, man. How about that?
clip.
Man, it's amazing. Is it not amazing?
Mm.
Tell me how David knew that. I mean,
I wonder.
yeah. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. How did he know to write that? Because he was inspired. That's why this word is the inspired word of Yahuwah. Remember, Yahusha is the word. The word was wrapped in flesh and bone and sent down here for us. Now let's keep digging. And they sung a new song, saying, "You are worthy to take the Sefer, the book, and to open the seals thereof. For you were slain and have redeemed us to Elohim by your blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation, and have made us to our Elohim kings and priests. We shall reign on the earth.
Okay, well,
Exodus 19 and 6.
I was about to say,
Go find, you got it? You want to read it?
there's a lot.
Go ahead and say it while I'm looking
Yeah,
up
I wrote
Exodus.
down 19 and 6 as well, Exodus.
I'm going to read it.
Okay, back at 9, verse 9,
Yep, verse number 9 in Revelation.
Psalm 33.
you want me to read all of
Yeah,
them I got?
yeah, if you got them, yeah, I want everybody to know it.
Okay. Titus, chapter 2, verse 14. Galatians, chapter 3, verse 13. And this is for Revelation 5, verse 9. Exodus, chapter 6, verse 6. And Isaiah 43 and 1.
Exodus 6 and 6. And
Is that it? You got it? All right, good,
And if
good.
I got some more for 10 too, but go ahead and
Okay,
read that.
well, look, I want you guys to listen to Exodus 19 verse 6, what he says there, what we just read over here. And, we read that, the redeemed, and we're going to pour out the blood, kindred, and tongue, and have made us to our Elohim kings and priests. In verse number 10, listen to what Exodus says. Exodus says this. Remember, in Exodus 19, the chosen people, the chosen one, the set apart, they've been set apart. They were set apart out of Israel, out of Egypt. So they was his chosen. They went out to the wilderness. Listen what he says. And this is when he met them at Mount Horeb, or Sinai. And he says this, and you shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which you shall speak to the children of Israel. Guess what? He's speaking those words to us in Revelation that he spoke to him. When you're grafted in, you become a set apart one. You follow those commandments. You live by those commandments. You believe upon Yahushua that he did do what he said he did, that he is the propitiation for our sins. But remember Isaiah 43 verse 11. He is the Savior. And it's 56 other times that Yahuwah says he is the Redeemer. He is our Savior. He is our Savior. His Son is his blood. His blood came down, his word. He spoke it into existence. That's what you have to wrap your head around. It's not hard once you do it. He is the propitiation. We don't have to kill a cow no more. We don't have to kill a red heifer. We don't have to kill a goat. We don't have to do any of that no more. He did it. We have a way to the Father now. All we got to do is go through him, pray to the Father through his Son's mighty, mighty name. You believe on the Son, also believe. He said, if you believe in the Father, also believe on me, because that's him. He's not the same person, because you can't tempt God like he was tempted in the wilderness. Mm-hmm. So people say, well, who's Jesus? Jesus is God. Well, Jesus is Baal to me. I mean, that's just plain simple. Yahusha is my man. I love him. Yeah.
yeah, not
Okay.
really.
Different.
Now, verse 11. Did you say you have one for verse 10?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. What you got?
I got 1 Peter,
1 Peter,
chapter 2,
chapter 2,
verses 5 through 9.
5 through 9. Y'all got that?
It talks about the same exact thing. we just
Okay,
read.
good.
And
Revelation,
61:6.
that's Revelation
Isaiah
10, Taylor.
61, 6.
First Peter
That
what?
was
I'm sorry.
Revelation 10.
1
Yeah,
Peter
and
what?
is it?
Taylor?
1 Peter 2, 5 through 9.
5 through 9.
Okay, and then Isaiah
61:6.
You already said Exodus.
He did Exodus.
Yeah.
19:6.
19, yeah. Okay,
Exodus
and here we go.
19:6.
And I beheld, and I heard a voice of many angels around about the throne, and the living creatures, and the elders, and the number of them was 10,000 times 10,000, and thousands of thousands. That's a lot of angels. See, that's how we don't know how we can gauge how many of the third of the fallen angels is. We don't know. Cause we don't know, we don't have a total number of the
Well,
angels.
I thought that Enoch says it though.
Well, you'd have to show me. I'm not from Missouri, but you're gonna have to show me the word because,
From the show me stuff.
I had to look into that.
yeah, look into it, cause we'll circle back to that too. Like I said, I ain't gonna say something that I ain't certain of, but, what he's giving me now, I am certain of. But, anywho, it says, the thousands of thousands. Verse 12, saying with a loud voice, worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessings and every creature which is in heaven and on the earth. He says every creature. We are creatures. We are a creature. The animal. Remember, we were to the chosen ones. The Gentiles were beasts of the field. I mean, once you get grafted in, guess what? You still his child. I love it. I love it. Anyways, and he says, and under the earth, and such are in the sea. I wonder if he's talking about the dead there that are in the earth already. That's died in his name. And he says, I heard saying, blessing and honor and glory and power be to him that sits upon the throne and to the Lamb forever and ever. And the 4 living creatures said, Amen. And the 24 elders fell down and worshiped him that lives forever and ever. That's the end of chapter 5. Guy, go ahead.
We got some verses from Daniel in there.
What you got?
Yeah,
For which verse?
for verse 13.
Okay, what we got?
We got Daniel 7, 13, and 14.
Daniel 7,
Verse 13 and 14.
13, and 14. Okay.
We really got a lot of Daniel actually, and
Daniel 7, 13, and 14.
we got Daniel 7 and 10.
Yep.
That's part of, okay.
That's for,
That's for 11.
yeah.
Is it chapter 10?
It's chapter 7.
Oh, verse 10. I got you. All right. And what else?
That's what I'm saying so far.
Is that got it? All right. Well, guys, I appreciate everybody joining us, but anybody next week we'll be picking up on chapter 6. We'll look at that and study it and break it down if you can. And if you have any questions, put them in our comments right here. Share this with your friends so they can come and subscribe. We may do 6 and 7 next week. We're looking, because 6 looks like it's pretty short too. We'll do 6 and 7 next week. We'll study those and we'll keep knocking this out. So just remember, if you know that you know him, you'll be keeping his commandments. We love you for commandment keepers. We want you to know the truth. We want you to like, subscribe, and share with your friends and invite them in, because we love these healthy conversations. We love to discussing the word, because he says iron sharpens iron. And I want my iron to be razor sharp, guys. But we love you. We thank y'all for joining, and we'll get to see you next weekend. Y'all, in the meantime, keep your feet on the ground and keep looking for Yahuwah. Keep looking for Yahushua. I'm trying to take a little line from Casey Kasem. Remember that, guys? Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Yeah. But keep reaching for the Father. I love you guys. Y'all have a blessed day.